This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, Hussein, are you on as well? Yeah, can you see the slides?
Yes, I can see.
Excellent. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put up, see if I can get up the actual, is that the assignment? Let me have a look. No, that one there. So this is actually, can you see this? So this is the module we're doing today. It's the academic and research skills module for health and social care.
Yeah, yesterday they showed this to us.
Oh, you've shown, have they shown this to you yesterday?
Yeah, this page, yes.
Okay. So I won't go through it that much today with you. I'll just give you a bit of an overview, okay?
Okay, thank you. Yes.
So what we're looking at really is to look at any sort of academic research skills and language skills needed to be formally present in academic research, both writing and oral. If you've been through a lot of it yesterday, a little bit on the indicative content, we're looking at things like self-assessment of academic competencies, things like, you know, your English ability to write and read as well, academic competencies, research methods, things like primary research and secondary research. We'll also be looking at a variety of different sources, which is things like active learning, taking notes, reviewing notes, and then you'll be able to obviously do your assessment around this and look at producing a professional academic piece of work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on from here because you've just said you've been through that. So I'm going to move on to the learning outcomes now, okay?
Yes, sorry, just
So,
I just said the first the first page we had.
oh, did you not go through it all?
No. Yeah.
Okay.
After this, yeah. Please go on how you want to. Yes.
Yeah. No. So you have you just been through the first page here?
Yeah. Just this. Yeah.
And then you haven't been. Have you been through this?
No, we didn't go through this.
Okay. So the indicative content is we're going to do each week a learning outcome. Okay. And when we do the learning outcomes, I'll go through each one with you. The first learning outcome, which we're doing today, is self-assessment of academic competencies. So academic competencies mean things like reading, writing, speaking, listening, reasoning. And then we're going to look at self-assessment. So your academic ability to read orally and written work. Time management, we're going to be looking at your strengths and weaknesses. We're going to be looking at the SMART ideology, short and long term, and the plan for improvement and your targets and things, okay? So the first learning outcome, which is today's learning outcome, is session 1, which is to do with academic research skills in health and social care. We're going to be looking at the first learning outcome, which is to be able to assess your own academic competencies in order to conduct research. Why do you think it's so important to identify your own academic competencies? When we look at academic competencies, it's things like reading, writing, speaking, listening, reasoning. Why do you think it's so important to be able to identify them yourself?
Actually, this is very crucial because we need to write as an assignment. Make maybe presentation or something. Like
that. And you need to listen. You need to listen, don't you, to take the notes and things?
Yeah, to take the notes and to review, to explain.
Yeah. It's really
important, actually.
Yeah, it's very important to identify these kind of elements. Okay, so the unit aim today is to look at developing academic and research skills and language skills needed to be able to formally present some academic research, both in writing and orally. And like you said, Farida, you know, presentations is really important, isn't it? Because, you know, you should be able to talk professionally, you should be able to present your argument, you should be able to identify what you want to put across to the person. So presentations are very, very important, and then writing as well. Why is it important to have good writing skills?
Yeah, because we should report, we should have notes, and it should be precise and accurate, actually. Then
yes, so you should be able to write both orally, you should be able to present your work,
to
some
discuss,
people
to analyze, to get the results. I mean, to come to a conclusion. These are the
good. So some people, Farida, do struggle with presentation skills. They get quite nervous, and they get quite the fact that they may stutter a little bit. There may be issues with their confidence levels. So but it is really, really important you're able to present academic research in both orally and in writing. Can you see them slides? Yeah, Farida and Hussein? Excellent. Yeah. So when we look at the issue of 1.1, and it looks at assessing your own academic strengths and weaknesses, including English language skills. So you can talk about things like your grammar, your vocabulary, your pronunciation, reading, writing, listening, speaking, fluency, accuracy, and as we mentioned, confidence is really important as well. And you can talk about these skills and your strengths and weaknesses, because it's important to identify what your strengths and weaknesses are. And the website that you need to go on to look at things like that is the Learn English British Council one. Let's see if we can open that website up. So yeah, if you look at this website, it's online English level test, and it discovers your current English level, because it's so important to know what proficiency level you are at. Why do you think it's so important?
Because we want to go through academic materials.
Yeah.
We and be able to write, especially listen and present.
Yeah. Yeah. And do different people learn different ways?
Yeah,
Frida? The level of English, is everyone's the same?
No.
No. People have different levels of English, and this kind of goes through this Learning English British Council website, actually goes through taking a multiple test and shows you how to access the site. So it's quite interesting to have a look at this website and get a feel of how things work. Hussein, what do you think? Why do you think it's important to have good skills, orally and in writing? Hussein?
Yes. To communication better.
Yeah. Yeah, communication is important, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you need to talk about your pronunciation, your writing, your reading. Why is it so important for your reading skills? Why do you think you need them?
Yeah, people understand.
Yeah.
Your
to understand things.
Your idea.
Yeah, it's very important to understand things and able to, put things across to people. Okay, so my strengths. So we have this thing called the SWOT analysis. Okay, this is a template of the SWOT analysis, and I'll show you a little bit about it. And the SWOT analysis is your strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats. So a strength, your strength might be, I'm very good at English grammar. I can understand a lot of vocabulary. I often read in English. I like to listen to English radio so that I think I'm listening. That's a strength. Do you understand what strength means?
Yeah.
So you should have, you might have a strength in something, you might be strong at something, but you might not be strong in other things. Let me see if I can find that SWOT analysis there. So this is the form here. Can you see this? It says my strengths, my weaknesses, what are the areas? So your strength, what kind of strength do you have, Frida? Do you have any strength?
I think I'm good in grammar.
Grammar.
And I speak clearly, but my main problems is from listening and also writing is very.
Yeah. What about you, Hussein? What's your strength?
My similar to Friday. I have I improved my grammar, but and reading, and I need the work more time. For reading.
Yeah, reading is really important. So that could be a weakness. So one of your strengths, if you look at this, could be respect, individuality, independent in decision making, organizing skills, Microsoft Office skills, note-taking skills. And then some of your weaknesses could be academic writing skills, information skills, questions. So, you have strengths and weaknesses, and this is an example of them. So then you've got some weaknesses here. I have problems writing. Some people have problems writing. I'm not confident when I speak. I don't practice speaking. Pronunciation is difficult. I can't remember vocabulary. Some of these problems, do you have some of these problems, any of you?
Surely we have.
Yeah. But some people struggle with writing. Some people struggle with their speaking. And I think sometimes when you speak, it's because you don't have confidence. You might be saying things wrong.
Yeah.
And sometimes,
I can't remember vocabulary.
Yeah. Is that you? Can you not remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And in spite of, I know, I'm the range of vocabulary I know is actually in a high level, I think, but I cannot use it. When I'm speaking, I'm like being blocked. So I say, I cannot find the word.
Yeah. Sometimes it's finding that word to explain what you want to say.
Yeah, then I try to explain it, the vocabulary, and then the listener will help me if she's better than me or if she's native. She said, "Oh, this one," and then I said, "Oh, yes, I knew that."
Yes, yeah. So you knew. I think you knew the word, but it just wouldn't come out.
Yeah. Sometimes it is very simple vocabulary, very simple, but because we are not using daily, we are not speaking to somebody, and in my home or among my family, we speak our native language, and we don't have enough communication.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Sometimes, yeah. So the SWOT analysis, they have opportunities here as well, and this is an example of an opportunity. I can work in a team. I can work front desk duties, administration, or reception, and some of the threats are that training on health and safety in last 12 to 15 months. So this is a template that you could kind of use, and these are on Moodle for you to look at, okay?
So yeah, and then can you show this this what?
Yeah, I'll show you it. It's called a SWOT.
Yeah,
it's called a SWOT. Sorry, Frida, it's called a SWOT analysis.
SWOT analysis. Okay. On part T, which is treat. For me, for example, what's my treat now? What should I do? I'm in this level. How can I continue this course, for example? Is there any help for us? What do you by this training on health and safety last 12?
This is you would do the, sorry?
What do you mean by this in last 12 to 15 months?
Training on health and safety in last 12 to 15 months. A threat is that you haven't done any training, so you need to do more training. So that would be things like, you know, for example, if you had to look at any sort of long-term targets, it would be a threat.
Then,
You know,
I mean, parallel to to this course, we should go to another course just in training for health and safety. I mean,
no. This is just an example for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
know,
at least
it's an example.
That means if I am trained for 12 to 15 months, and then I will get my target in English.
It could be things like, you know, anything that's negatively going to affect you. You know, if there's any sort of negativity that's going to affect you on the course, or, you know, like social media, anything to do with things that may affect you. But it's you know, it's not, sometimes it's not a huge thing in regards to it. So it might be factors that are potentially going to, you know, an example would be, for example, if you look at it from a business perspective, you know, you could look at the fact that, you know, you may not get any supply from different, countries. So it might be a supply shortage. So it's just a threat that may apply to you.
Yes.
Okay, and then we've got the 1.2 is to look at the SMART targets. Okay, so set targets for improvement using the self-assessment, and the thing is called, it's called a SMART. Let me just have a look. It's like a SMART objective template, and that looks at what SMART means is the first one is S, which means specific. So what is the specific task? So for example, you might want to do referencing while writing your assignments. The second one is measurable. So, you know, what are the standards of the perimeters? So things like Harvard referencing, there's two types. You might want to look at putting quotes in. Achievable, is the task feasible? So undertake some activities to learn and develop what Harvard referencing is. And then, you know, you can look at the R in SMART, which is realistic. Are sufficient resources available? Is there anything we can use that helps us generate Harvard referencing? And the time bound, what are the start dates and what are the end dates? And it's normally 3 to 4 weeks, which I'm going to bring up this example, this template, which gives you more of an idea. So here's an example, and this is a SMART objective template. Okay, this is an example, Hussein and Farida, for you in regards to Harvard referencing. Okay, so it's just asking you about Harvard referencing and using this SMART objectives for Harvard referencing. So the first one, like we said, what is the specific tasks? I want to be able to do Harvard referencing while writing my assignment. So that's referencing. This person wants to do Harvard referencing whilst writing their assignment. What are the standards of the perimeters? Harvard referencing from two types, from direct quotes, in text referencing, or paraphrasing. Is the task feasible? That's A in SMART. So you want to watch, you know, this is trying to say, is the task, can we do the task? Okay, is it achievable? So you watch a video on Harvard referencing, you read a presentation on Harvard referencing, and you use a referencing site or referencing function in Microsoft Word. Then you've got the R, are there sufficient resources? Online, you've got a referencing generator, you've got books, journals, articles, websites, and then you practice the use of the author, date, style referencing while writing your assignments. And the time, what are the start and end days? So here they've got 3 to 4 weeks in the term of the time frame to complete this. So these are the SMART objectives. So this is a template that you will be using as well, okay? So this is on Moodle. So there's 3 bits of it there. And this is on Moodle. And the good thing is you've got an example there. So when it comes to doing your assessments or anything, you've got the example there for you on Moodle. Okay? And then we've got 1M. 1 is to develop a plan to show how target. Yes?
Would you mind to zoom out your
Yeah.
screen?
Can you
read this?
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Excellent. No, this is too much. Yeah.
Is that better?
Little bit.
Okay, let me just get it a bit more for you, Frida.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Thanks. That's good. Yeah.
Excellent. So so this is to develop a plan to show how targets will be achieved. And this is an example for you. So the first example is to increase the number of people in public health informatics who are from minority groups or vulnerable populations. So the key component here is what is the specific task. Okay, so the objective here is that we inform minority students about the field of public health. So these are examples for you that you can use towards doing your assignment and recruit them to join as professionals. The measurable side of it, so what are the standards of the perimeters? So number of minority institutions where recruitment activities, let me just check 1 minute if anyone else is trying to join in. No. So the number of minority institutions where recruitment activities are implemented, a number of new minority individuals who attend the Public Health Informatics Network, PHIN conference. The achievable thing here is the task feasible? Yes, when connected to the training initiatives of national partner organizations. Is it realistic? So are there sufficient resources available for this? Not at the local or state level. Involve national organizations. And the time bound here, so what are the start and end dates? So 1 year between 2008 and 2009 of the PHIN conferences. So the SMART objective from August 2008 to 2009, you established recruitment initiatives at historically Black colleges and other minority institutions in conjunction with training initiatives of national partner organizations. So this is an example for you to develop a plan and show your targets, because it's so important you develop a plan and show your own targets as well, okay? And then we go on to goal 1, okay? So which I think the size is increased a little bit there. Can you see that? Rabina, sorry, Frida and Hussein, yeah? Okay, yeah. So goal 1. So this is not so SMART objective. The key component here is the specific. So what is the specific task? So you gain knowledge and information about the NHS. What are the standards of the parameters? So the measurable side of it. At the end, I would like to take a test to ascertain my knowledge. Is this achievable? So it is achievable by reading articles, website, presentation about NHS, and also number 2 is to look at attending a training or webinar or seminar or watch a YouTube on NHS. The realistic is are there sufficient resources available here? So, you know, there's resources available such as reading, research, articles, any sort of videos on the internet, the library, the NHS. And is it realistic? Are there the time bound? What are the start and end dates? So the reading side of it is 4 weeks where you'd read articles, books and internet, and then you test yourself by sitting an exam after the 4 weeks. So it's quite a good goal that, you know, where you look at it and then you test yourself. It's very important to test yourself to see if you have any understanding. So this is kind of like a SMART objective target to plan your targets and stuff. So, you know, this will be more towards when we go to looking at learning outcome 6, where we look at your assignment discussion. This is where you'll be looking at things like that. Another example to get the merit M1 1M1 to get a merit would be to look at, the key components here would be to look at what is the specific task. And here, as I mentioned earlier on, is the Harvard referencing system. So to learn about that. So the measurable is what are the standards, what are the standards of the perimeters. So here you would be looking at, you are able to write my assignment and use Harvard referencing system to reference evidence. Why do you think it's so important when we look at this, to reference your work? Farida, why do you think it's so important to reference your work?
Because it is illegal if you take something from some resources, then you don't make a reference. This is illegal. And just
that's plagiarizing, isn't it? If you don't reference your work.
If we don't, and that means that writing is just for me. My experience coming from my thoughts, my opinion. But when you reference it, it is confirming that this is not mine. It is according to
someone else's work.
Yes, someone else.
And you're just using that work to help you. Okay. So then when we look at that, is it achievable? It is achievable, okay? So, and is it realistic? Is there sufficient resources available? So here you'd watch a Harvard referencing video presentation to help you understand what Harvard references is, and also look at, use the referencing guide to read and understand the various types of referencing. Methods, direct quotes, paraphrasing. Number 3, I will use Harvard referencing tutorial for Microsoft Word and also watch and learn from it, because it's sometimes, watching something is the best thing sometimes to learn from things. If you watch it on YouTube, for example, if you watch a cooking video, you're going to learn what ingredients you're going to put in. And some people, I will be honest with you, I find it so interesting and easier to do if I'm watching someone on YouTube, cooking, helping me learn stuff. So, it's really important sometimes to watch videos to see how you reference. And the time bound, so what are the start and end dates? From 30th of September 2022 to end date 30th of October 2022. So you've the 4 weeks time bound. Does anyone, Rabina or Hussein, do you both use YouTube to help you with things, just to understand things, or to use any sort of referencing or anything? Do you use YouTube for that, or any sort of videos?
Yes, I use the YouTube for understanding and the reference. I use and it's not just for referencing, it's for everything, isn't it? It's, you understand certain things that you wouldn't understand if you just kind of thought of it yourself. So maybe use videos. They do help a lot, and they make you understand things more better. So the goal again is that this would be the key components. What is the specific task? You'd put it in there. What are the standards of the perimeters, which would be in there, and these are all available for you on Moodle. Okay, so you have your Moodle links to get on for all this additional information. So the next one is to develop, let me just get this a bit small, so maybe this, can you see this? Yes, can you see
that's
it? Yeah?
Yes, yeah.
That's okay. So you will look at developing a personal development plan, okay? And the whole point of this personal development plan is to identify things. So if you go back to the Harvard referencing thing, your activity here is to improve my Harvard referencing skill. Okay, the description here is referencing work while writing my assignment, i.e. Harvard referencing the author, the date, the style, and the referencing. Okay, how would this activity help improve my weakness? So I would learn how to Harvard reference using Microsoft Word. I would be watching the video on Harvard referencing on UK Varsity online channel. The time frame for learning how to Harvard referee using Microsoft Teams would be about 2 weeks, and the video is about 5 to 7 minutes. And this would overall improve my academic writing skills. Have you, any of you, have you used any sort of, are you okay with Harvard referencing?
Actually, I haven't started to. Yes, please.
Okay, sorry, Frida.
I don't know Harvard referencing.
You don't know how to reference?
Reference for Harvard again.
Yeah, Harvard referencing. Have you watched any videos on Moodle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it helped you?
Yes.
Yeah. So you know you have to put the author's date, the author's name, the date, the book name, the style of the reference. You know you have to do that.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. What about you, Farida?
Actually, because I haven't started writing my assignment, I haven't done this practically, but just I have read through the Moodle, and I know what is Harvard references scheme, but I haven't done practically.
But have you watched the video?
Any assignment yet?
Okay, but have you watched any videos on Harvard referencing and how to do it?
Yes, there was a very short video there.
Yeah, it's not that hard to kind of reference. It's just
actually writing itself is much more difficult for this referencing.
Yeah, but it is really, really important you reference, because then the work you hand in, if you don't reference it, it's regarded as plagiarism, you know, cheating, and it's not your work. So you have to reference your work. If you take, for example, if you take a quote out of a book, you have to reference that quote, don't you?
Yes, surely.
Yeah, and some people don't reference things, but it's so important to reference things, because you are saying that if you don't put a reference in, you are saying that that's my work.
Yeah, this is cheating.
Yeah, it's cheating. Yeah, Frida, that's right. Yeah. So this is an example of some referencing here as well. These are the books we've used to do these learning outcome 1 today. And these are the references. So that, look, they've got the author, the year of the book, when it was published, the name of the book, where the book was published, and also the publisher. It's so important, Oxford University Press. So you need to identify that these are the publishers, because you haven't wrote the book. You're just trying to get things out of the book. So let me just show you something on personal development, PDP-1 template. Okay, so this is a personal development plan. And this is again on Moodle for you to have a look at in your own time. Okay, and it looks at personal development, and what it says, it enables individuals to take charge of their own learning. So learning becomes a proactive as well as reactive process, designed and prioritized to support immediate development needs as well as longer term ambitions. A personal development plan enables learners, which is you, to identify key areas of learning and development activity that will enable them to either acquire new or develop new existing skills and behavioral attributes for the following reasons: to enhance their performance in their current role, to address anticipated changes in their current role, and to address career aspirations towards a future role. Prior to completing the personal development plan, the learner should undertake skills analysis activity, determine their learning and development needs, and identify development objectives to meet those needs. we recommend that a personal development planning process should be taken initially by the learner, followed by their instruction with the manager. It's recommended that the process should take place annually and should be part of a staff development and review process. However, equally, it could be done standalone activity. The personal development planning process should ideally begin at the point which the learner is new. So this is just showing a personal development objective plan, key terminology that you might use. And this is your template of a personal development plan. And this again includes things like, you know, the development objectives that you identified, priorities, so to be critical, beneficial and critical and beneficial of your future role, activities, support, resources, target, and your review date. So this is an example of a personal development plan. So not enough knowledge on NHS and HSC sector. So the priorities 3. So what activities do I need to undertake to achieve my objectives? So reading, attending training, watching YouTube video, watch a Harvard referencing video, read a presentation on Harvard referencing, using a referencing site or referencing function in Microsoft Word. What support resources do I need to achieve my objectives? Training again, teaching session, reading about the history of the NHS on Wikipedia, identifying detailed video on HRS to watch YouTube, the target date 15th of April, the actual date 15th of November. So it just gives you a bit of an idea on what your PDB template is. And this is again available for you on Moodle.
Excuse
okay
me.
Yes.
If you go back, just
Yeah.
I want to you please mention about this Microsoft reference.
This one here.
Using a referencing site for a referencing function in Microsoft Word. How did I haven't seen this? I don't know. I'm not familiar with. Can you show me?
What is that? Well, Frida, what was your question? Sorry.
Yeah, I said using a referencing site for a referencing function. What are these?
In the Microsoft Word. Yeah, I think if you go to the top here, the referencing is there. Can you see it there? So if you go to the top, I think it also it designs a bibliography for you as well. Can you see that?
This is for me. What this?
No, not for you. For anybody. For anybody.
I mean, yeah, this is for everybody who wants to make a bibliography about herself. Is that right?
No, this is a bibliography about their work.
But if I go to a site and I am using a resource, for example, I am reading a book, okay, then how can I go to this Microsoft options here to references?
You do it here. You can on Moodle, they've put in a reference kind of site that you can put all your names of your books. I don't know which site you're using, but there is something called I'll just show you on here. There's something called Neil. If you go, there's something that I know that I use. It's called Neil's Toolbox. I don't know what Versity use, but this is a really good one for you to understand and use. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you go onto this, can you see here? It says choose a type of referencing.
Oh, we choose Harvard, for example. Yeah,
no, it's Harvard reference. This is all Harvard, okay?
Oh,
but this makes it up for you. So if you want to reference a book, okay, example, referencing a book. Yeah?
Okay.
So we press on referencing a book, okay, and this comes up. Can you see all this?
Yes.
So you would put your book title. Let's put academic research, okay? Just an example for you, okay?
Yes.
Then you put the author's name. We'll put Miller H. Then you put the publisher's name, Harper and Peacock. All information you will get from the book, okay? Publishing place, London, year of publisher, just 2020, first edition. Can you see this now? Yeah.
Yes.
If you go down, if you go down here, you can see the edition. So I'm just giving you an example, okay? So this is what I use sometimes, okay? And then if you go, can you see the bottom bit? It says generate reference.
Yes.
Go to that and then look, it's done it for you. Can you see that?
Yes.
It's made the reference for you.
But it's not for the page, for example, if I take some materials from page 11, it doesn't put
okay.
here.
So if you get it from page 11, can you see this bottom bit? It says pages.
Oh, yeah.
Put 11 in. Okay, just an example for you. Put 11 in. Let's go back. London, Harper. This is an example of some of the sites that are used for Harvard referencing. Okay, so some of the, can you see that page 11?
Yeah.
And then what you can do, you can probably cut and paste that into your Word document.
Okay.
So this makes it for you. This is one of the websites that is used for referencing, for Harvard referencing. So you could use that website. It's called Neil's Toolbox. So like she said here, you know, there will be different videos that you can watch on Harvard referencing. There's different sites you can look at. So that is one of the sites that, you know, that you can use to help you reference.
Excuse me.
And it is, sorry, yes, Hussein.
Sorry. If we want to find the for one sentence in the website,
Yeah.
and if we want to make the reference, how can I do?
What do you mean, one sentence?
With the website page.
Yeah.
One article I use for the reference.
Oh, from websites.
Yeah, website.
Okay, website. If you go back to this, can you see this again?
Yeah,
It says website.
Oh,
Look,
okay,
website.
okay.
So you click on that. You click on that. You put all the details in there. So let me just give you an example. Okay, I'll give you an example again. So this is the website. We've just copied this website. Okay, publish again 2020. Published, updated 2020, and then website name is academic, and then article title Hilda, maybe just put research. I'll just show you so you have an idea. Okay, Miller.
Thank you.
So you will get all this. So there, can you see that it's created that?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
it's easy, isn't it? It's very easy.
Yeah, very easy. That's fine.
It's very easy, and then you can just copy and paste this into your work. But it's so much easy to do it, because that's what we're saying on these slides. You've got academic sites that will help you with Harvard referencing. You've got academic videos that can help you, and I think a lot of the stuff, additional stuff, is on Moodle. And I think you should go onto Moodle, check that. But this is just an example of one of the sites that I've used previously. It's called Neil's Toolbox. It's very good. And if you want to, look at that as well, you've got different sites. You can go onto UK Versity and you can look at what they've put on Moodle, because they'll put loads of information on Moodle for you to work. Is there any more questions?
No, thank you very much.
Is that okay, Hussein? Are you okay with everything?
Yeah, I am okay. Thank you.
Excellent. Farida, are you okay with everything? Farida, she's not on. Frida?
Sorry, I was mute. I wasn't speaking to you.
Oh, it's okay. Are you okay with everything?
Yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Frida or Hussein, if you have any other issues, you know, just obviously speak to email them at UK Varsity, but go on to Moodle because they will have additional information for you. And also, you know, look on the internet. There's different sorts of Harvard referencing websites that you could use. You know, just make sure you reference your work because it's so important. And tomorrow we've got another session tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Okay?
Oh, yes. This is
And
that
Tomorrow.
Sorry? Tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
and that's
the same link.
Yeah, I think they may send you a new link.
If
Oh,
not,
yeah.
then
If not, then it's the same
link.
link. Yeah, if not, it might be the same link, Frida, okay? But I will see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
then.
Okay.
Take care. Bye, Hussein. Bye,
Okay,
Frida.
thank you very much.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.